So I think a good place to start is our why, because there's plenty of other men's circles and personal development containers out there. So why do you think our work is important?
As a yogi on my spiritual path for over a decade now, there's been so much focus on doing work on myself and a lot of time spent alone. Endless practices, techniques, devotion to lineages and teachers, which was very special and important. Yet I struggled so much to fully come through and to really ground my light into the world. And as a result, my answer was keep doing more personal work, more purifying. Coming across this work, it was a revelation for me to recognize that in the group dynamics, in a particular relational framework, this can actually accelerate your journey of self mastery. That in a particular way of relating with one another, it can support you to come through, really bring your light through in a way that I've never experienced doing all of this work personally on myself on my spiritual journey.
It's interesting in hearing you share that because it reminds me of the parable from the Bible where Jesus mentions to be in the world, but not of it. And I've noticed that, spiritually committed men like us are really good at not being of the world. We're excellent at the meditations and the philosophical conversations. When it comes time to actually bring our gifts and our projects into the world, this level of sensitivity that we have, because the consciousness is linked to sensitivity, it's it's like we have to constantly approach the world from a lone warrior mentality. And that's what I was stuck in before. And it's such a huge weight that I was carrying unconsciously, and it wasn't until I actually had a space, a container, where people were reflecting those qualities and gifts that I was bringing into the world, and that I felt my soul was properly honored and I was anchored in my light, that I could actually re engage with the world, having the sensitivity that I do and be able to withstand that. I went from the lone warrior mentality to the tribe, and I actually had the support I needed to make those projects real.
And then creating this project of this 13-week initiatic journey of the mirroring men, it is this art of the soul mirroring. It's a skill to develop, creating these relational dynamics and relating to one another from this particular point of awareness. And it changes everything. Because this 13-week journey is focused around meeting weekly in this mirroring space. But along with that, we've developed a whole curriculum applying different tools and techniques, a balance of spirituality and psychology, the individual and the group, the collective energy.
So in designing this journey, this experience, the way that we've structured it is around a journaling practice, the self-mastery journaling, which comes from a very powerful book called Initiation, which is on Egyptian spirituality. And each week we aspire to balance these two traits. So for instance, in week 4, we're balancing the twin traits of humility and self-confidence. So there's times in our life where we're being asked to be humble and to learn from others. And there's other times where we need to operate from a place of divine self-confidence. So that whole week, we would have a morning and evening reflection in our personal journeys of balancing those traits through the different initiations that life give us. And then we meet weekly in the mirroring space where we get to practice the soul mirroring in relation to these 12 twin traits. And then we cycle through that through the whole 12 weeks.
And on my behalf, I'll be offering the yogic technology coming from the Kundalini yoga lineage. So we'll be applying weekly practices, meditations, mantras, exercises, so that you are having the journaling, the reflection aspect, as well as the embodiment aspect of doing the yogic practices and really experiencing that directly through the technology of yoga.